Risky behavior.
The views and opinions expressed on this channel are solely those of the host and guest and are intended for entertainment and discussion purposes only. This channel does not promote bias, hatred, or discrimination of any kind. All questions posed and thoughts shared are part of a critical thinking exercise and are not meant to offend or judge any individual or group. We encourage respectful dialogue and love for all. Please remember to think critically and engage thoughtfully. We aim to foster a positive and inclusive community where everyone feels welcome. Thank you for being a part of Risky Behavior ENT.
Risky behavior.
Risky behavior. Yo, what's up? What's up? How y'all doing? Welcome back to Risky Behavior ENT. I am your host, Mr. Diabolical himself, back with another episode of Beware the Messenger. This one is going to be on young Scooter, but I have some other cases that I want to talk about. Now, the phrase "don't shoot the messenger" is often used to encourage people to separate the content of a message from the person delivering it. While this concept can be fair in some cases, it becomes problematic when those in positions of influence or leadership use it to avoid accountability or scrutiny. And in the episode we're going to be talking about today, in this case, people also use it to cause harm to others. This is going to be a little bit different because instead of talking about like a politician, a pastor, a teacher, a mentor, guardian, parent, this is going to be a different type of position of power. It's where people take advantage by playing the victim. And so we're going to be talking about swatting. And so it says here, swatting is the action or practice of making a prank call to emergency services in an attempt to bring about the dispatch of a large number of armed police officers to a particular address. Now, I'm pretty sure everybody has heard about the death of young Scooter. He's a popular rapper out of Atlanta. Hold on, let me. Yo, what's up? I got the Prince of Petty in here. What's up, my brother? How you doing? Of course, I think if you still got that link and you want to join the show, you can do so. The link should still be the same. If not, let me copy and paste it over here. But yeah, the link should still be the same. All right. All right. So that is what swatting is. So recently there was a rapper out of Atlanta by the name of Young Scooter. He's an Atlanta legend. He definitely is. And recently he was a victim of swatting himself. And so what happened was a lot of people were thinking that it was Young Scooter's birthday and he was hanging out at a house. Police show up. Young Scooter runs. A lot of people thought that he had got shot by the police. He had not. What happens is he ended, and I'm gonna matter of fact, let me start off with this breaking news video so I don't have to explain all that when I'm gonna be playing the video anyway.
A developing story now out of the Atlanta area. Several agencies now involved in the investigation into the death of an Atlanta rapper after police say he died while running from officers. Take a look here. This tweet from the New York Post highlighting all of that, saying, quote, rapper Young Scooter dead on his 39th birthday in a freak accident while fleeing Atlanta police. A lot going on here, so let's bring in Lindsay Tuman, joining us live at the headquarters for the Georgia Bureau of Investigation with the latest. Good morning, Lindsay. Obviously, a lot known and a lot still left to figure out here.
A lot of questions surrounding this case, and that's exactly why Atlanta police asked the Georgia Bureau of Investigation to step in and handle this investigation. They say this all started when that man was fleeing from police when they were trying to surround a home. A large police presence filled the area around William Nye Drive in southeast Atlanta Friday night.
Officers responded to a dispute with a weapon. It was advised in the call remarks that shots were fired and a female was dragged back into the location.
When officers got on the scene, they say they knocked on the door. A man answered, then immediately shut the door on officers.
The officers then established a perimeter. During the process of establishing the perimeter, 2 males fled out of the rear of the house. 1 male returned back into the house. The other male jumped 2 fences as he was fleeing.
Investigators say when they located the man, they found him injured.
There was no indication of anyone being shot. This appears that there was, when he fell, some type of fracture injury to the leg, which caused the bleeding.
The 39-year-old was taken to Grady Memorial Hospital, where he later died. There have been a lot of questions over what happened on social media, which is part of the reason Atlanta police called in the GBI to investigate the incident.
And this is why we're here doing this press conference, to put out there that the Atlanta Police Department has not been involved in any shootings tonight. And the incident on William Nye, there was not a shooting at all.
Yo, what up, Prince? Don't that sound very guilty of them? They be like, I just want to let y'all know we weren't a part of no shooting tonight. Tonight we didn't do it. Any other night it was us, but it wasn't us tonight.
Yeah, that all guilty as hell. Like it sounds exactly how you put it. Like, yeah, any other night, we'll eat that L, you know. But this particular time, we had nothing to do with it.
I'm telling you. That's exactly what it sounds like. Oh man.
From what I understand, he cut his leg on the fence or something like that and bled out.
Yep. I have an article right here, which, you know what, surprisingly, leg injuries kill, man. Just from riding motorcycles, man. It's people I know that before. People that have just broken their leg, they think everything's gonna be okay. They die. Like, I had another friend of mine. I remember she got stabbed in the leg, and she just forever has to worry about blood clot and everything like that. A lot of people, I think that's by the movies. People think like, oh, just shoot me in the leg, or oh, all I did was break my leg, and they don't realize you really die from leg injuries.
Yeah, you got your primary. You got one of your primary arteries. In your leg, and it's pretty close to the bone, you know. So like, yeah, you break your thigh muscle, you break your shin or something like that, and that artery gets punctured. Yeah, you can bleed out fairly easy. It happens pretty quick.
I'm telling you. Well, this article right here says, did young scooter get shot? Preliminary autopsy report released. So, it says that, and it's just a brief preliminary autopsy results indicate Kenneth Bailey, known as Young Scooter, died from a thigh injury caused by wooden fencing material, leading to significant blood loss, not a gunshot wound. Dr. Cecil Bennett explains that leg injuries affecting major arteries like the femoral artery can be fatal due to rapid blood loss, exacerbated by high rates during physical exertion. The Atlanta Police Department clarified that officers did not use firearms or force against Bailey, countering social media claims of a shooting while investigations into the incident continue. And this is on Fox 5 to look up. This is just the backstory of Young Scooter's death. It says that police were dispatched to the 200 block of William Nye Drive in southeast Atlanta on Friday evening after reports of gunfire and a woman being dragged into a residence. When officers knocked on the door, a man opened and then immediately shut it. Boom. Police surrounded the home as 2 people fled from it. One of them returned to the house while the others jumped 2 fences before being found injured nearby. He was rushed to Grady Memorial Hospital where he later died. Now, if you want to know why the police showed up there, I got the 911 call.
Yeah, I know the spoiler to this.
Oh, you know the spoiler? Yeah. This was sad. And that's what I'm saying. Usually I do don't usually I do beware the messenger, and I always think like it's got to be something big like some politician or something, right? Or like some activist, like I did Brother Polite, I did Vicky Dillard doing with Tyreek Nasheed doing the speech. I did the guy that's helping, well, he's supposed to be helping the Carmelo Anthony family, but I did one on him showing all his legal troubles. I'm like, this is not the guy that should be speaking on behalf of this family. You
Oh,
know,
you're talking
not the
about
guy with Dominique.
Dominique Alexander.
Yeah, I was like, this guy should not be a spokesperson for a
Oh,
family at a time
no,
like
not at
this.
all. Not at all. He's a woman beater, a child beater. Like, why are you even in this conversation?
I know, like, this is not the guy that you want speaking on your behalf
At all.
at all. Like,
Not even close. I
I'm
wouldn't
like,
even
this
want him
is
in the same neighborhood as my family.
that guy's dangerous. And then here's the thing, he didn't even complete none of his easy. All he had was community services. He had some classes he had to take. He didn't even try to change or take it seriously. He just slap on the wrist, nothing. Didn't take parenting classes or anything. He can't even say, you know what, I made mistakes, but I did the time. He can't even say that.
He can't. But that's why. But that's why in situations like this, they get people like him to come around, and then people like him end up being afraid of knowledgeable individuals like myself, like you, like Thomas Sotomayor, so on and so forth, because you can't pull a veil over our eyes. Like we see you for what you are. You're a grifter. You're just using these people to get notoriety and trying to, and let's just say they do get some type of financial payout, whether it be GoFundMe or the other thing they use, or even a lawsuit. He's gonna walk up to him with his damn hand out. Like, I represented y'all through all this. Hook me up.
He is. Because even if you donate to his foundation, it's his. He's gonna pull it out of their bank account.
Exactly. You donating to him. It's like not the foundation, him.
Yep.
He he ain't got no plethora of employees or nothing like that. He's not nowhere close, near, not even in the same conversation as a Black Lives Matter or or I forgot the other race baiting group, but he's not even in their vicinity.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to get notoriety. He's constantly during all those speeches, he was constantly calling out his foundation. Even that last speech where the father showed up, I felt like he drugged the father too much. I don't even think it was a reason for him to address the fact that the father was there. Um, that last speech should have been about making that boy look as good as possible before going into trial. And he made it all about himself. It was unbelievable. I,
That
I,
that
I couldn't believe
press
what I was hearing.
conference, I couldn't believe it either. That press conference made them look bad. That made them look horrible.
Even when I thought the mom was going to clean it up because the mom had a powerful speech, I said, okay, that's good. Turn the mic off, turn the camera off. That's all we need. Here he come talking right behind her. I said, "Oh man, that's what this nigga doing." The mama just cleaned it up. Why you
I
come
mean,
in?
she cleaned it up the best she could, but yeah, him taking the mic afterwards, yeah, bro, just stop.
Yeah, because people don't. It's kind of like battle rap. If you, a lot of people want to go second, right? Because by the time we get to the third round, we know how people memory works. So you could have had something dope in the round before me, but I'm still the last person they heard. And
Right,
as long as we a little close to even, they just gonna remember the second person.
right.
And so I think with her crying and everything she said, I think it was enough to drown out a little bit of what he said. Not all of it, just a little bit. But the fact that he still wanted to go last and speak, I was like, this dude, he's stepping all on her. That was just disrespectful what he did.
It made me feel bad that they didn't take questions afterwards because the people who were there, I'm more than 130% positive that somebody would have called him out on BS. Like, bro, why? Like, you called this press conference to be public. The victim's father is considered public. It's his son that was deceased by the person of whom family you're representing. Why is he being kicked out?
Yeah, you know what? I say this though, with the tensions on the internet, I can't understand why they put him out. What I can't understand is demonizing him for showing up.
Letting him stay there would have made them look like angels.
No, I agree with
Just ignore the fact that he's there.
I agree that, but I think that the tensions were so high, not because neither one of those families. Um, I think the tensions was just so high they just did not. I think they just couldn't take a chance because they don't know where the threats is coming from. And we've covered stories before where somebody has overreacted. Hey, your child did this to my child. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
an attack happens, right? So I could understand them saying that. This is my thought. Honestly, I wondered to myself, how busy is your day? Would it have been too much for somebody to just pat him down real quick? Hey, sir, with all the threats and everything that's going on, we pat down and boom, boom, boom. Or I don't know. I honestly, for me, I would have, if I was on Anthony's side, I would have let him stay. I wouldn't have thought, I would have just let him stay.
Yeah, that's
And
what I'm
even if
saying.
he would have attacked me, it would have made me look better. So either way, I win.
Exactly. Exactly. And everything you just said, my initial thoughts on it was just that. Like, y'all got police there, y'all got security. Somebody just pat the dude down and let him stay. You call it what it is. It would have made y'all look good because he already came out and said that, I don't wish the young man no ill will. I don't wish his family no ill will. So he already cleaned up his side, despite whatever anybody may think about his son being a bully, whatever the case may be. The father cleaned up his side. Y'all messed up by kicking him out.
Yeah, I don't think they should have kicked him out. But I'm trying to figure, was it just the police or was it like them requesting him to leave? Because I've seen where maybe the police sometimes they just have their orders or something like that. But I
Oh no,
don't
they
know
called.
if they would have paid attention to him, right? So it would have had to been somebody from that guy, the Dominique dude, because he was the one so bothered by it. It seems like he pointed him out and had him removed.
No, he did. That's exactly what happened. He pointed the father out and had the police come and remove him from the press conference because they refused to even start the press conference for a good 30 minutes or something like that until he left.
Yeah, I wouldn't put him out. I was only saying I see why they might have put him out because all the threats and things and stuff going on and stuff. I could understand that, But if that's what you're going to do, I would have said nothing about it because I wouldn't have said nothing about it. He did it and drugged him and just made claims. Then he said, oh, I got information, but I ain't going to put it out. I'm like, why are you doing that? You're on the
As if
side
people
of a
don't have
person
information
accused
on
of
you.
murder. Why would you do that? You're going to
As if people
drag the
don't
person
have
whose child died.
right, right. How does that make you look? That makes you look big and bad. Does that make you look innocent, sir? No, you're
Yeah.
dragging somebody who lost a child.
Like, I wouldn't
17
even
years old
address
as a
it.
kid.
Yeah, I wouldn't address it at all. I wouldn't address if I did it, I wouldn't say nothing bad about the person. I would just say, um, right now tensions are too high, but we have set up a meeting where we can sit down and talk to each other in private, be it Zoom call or like a conference room, right? Or something like that. But I would never drag that person. And if that person really wanted to talk and come to terms, I definitely would sit down with that person and talk to them. I wouldn't kick them out at all. I can understand why they might have, but if that person wanted to talk to me, I would most definitely talk to them. I would welcome
Yeah,
them with open arms.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would have. Yeah, I would have welcomed. I would have welcomed him there with man. Like I would have asked him if he wanted a drink. Hey, look, you need a sandwich or something, bro. Look, now have a seat, man. Look, we about to
I'd
have
have
this
rubbed
press
the
conference.
shoulder. I told you
Yeah.
kick off your shoes and relax your feet. Look, because
I
even
would have
if
did
my
everything
child
in my
is,
power to make him comfortable.
yeah, even if the child is found guilty, that would help with the judge and sentencing and things like that.
Yeah, it would.
But people don't think
It
about
would.
it. They only think about the guilty, not guilty, but they don't think about the sentencing and what comes after that.
Mhm. Yeah, even with the father, like if the father goes back, like when they give the family a chance with their victim impact statements, if the father come back and repeat what he said on the news about how he doesn't have any ill will or, towards them, he forgive Carmelo and all that, that would actually drop years off of Carmelo's sentence. That would drop years off his sentence,
Yeah,
but they
man.
don't see it like that.
It's that Dominique dude. They need to get away from him.
Yeah, speaking of that, yeah, we way off a topic, but messengers, staying away from messages, staying away from certain messengers.
Yeah,
Dominique
yeah.
Alexander, prime example.
All right. Well, yeah, you know what? That's all good because you know what? It wasn't that much to cover in this. Anyway, it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Young Scooter passes away. We covered why the police showed up to his house. We're now going to play the 911 call.
Let's get it.
Atlanta 911 operator 8715. What is the location of your emergency?
The
This
location
is
is
the cab
27.
with the transfer. 1 second, ma'am, for 273 William Nye Drive, Southeast.
273 William Nye.
Yeah,
No, it's
NYE
27.
Drive.
It's 273 William. Oh, you said NYE, right?
Yes,
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you to cab. Hello, caller.
you're welcome.
Hi.
Do you need police, fire, EMS?
Actually, both. If you could say both. There was literally a shooting. The house of literally the neighbors next door. The house of the address that I just gave you, the 273. There is literally a whole domestic dispute going on. There's like 7 guys that live in this house, and
What's your
then
name?
I'm sorry. What is my name?
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. Tell me exactly what happened.
Okay, so I'm the neighborhood watch, and
Uh-huh.
basically like I said, these guys they're like selling drugs in and out of the house. All you see is guys coming in and out of the house with guns and stuff. They holding guns in the air, and then it's like I'm not sure if they're pimping, but it's the situation that's going on right now. This girl doesn't have on any clothes. They threw her outside. He was fighting the girl. He literally fought the girl. I'm not sure what they was fighting over. If they was fighting over drugs, that's what it sounded like. It sounded like they were fighting over drugs. Um, And then they started shooting. She had someone come over there and they started shooting. But the house needs to be investigated. They're definitely doing illegal stuff over there, and it's disturbing
How
the
many shots
area.
were fired?
I would say 3. It was 3 shots.
When did it happen?
It's happening now.
Okay.
So I believe the girl is hurt,
And
and
they're
that's why
coming
I
from
say
273 William Knott Drive?
that's not yes. And the girl is hurt because she was like bleeding profusely, like blood everywhere.
Okay. Do you see or hear anything else?
Yeah, she's trying to get away, and they're holding her. She's being held hostage. Like she's trying to. They brought her. The guy that was fighting her, she ran outside naked, and then he was fighting her outside. And then there was another commotion. She tried to get away. He dragged her back in the house. So now they're at the door, literally fighting. She's trying to get out. He's refusing to let her out. And it's like 7 guys in the house.
Okay. Give me one moment.
There's also a child in danger as well because she has a baby.
Okay, you said the female is naked?
Yeah, she's naked and she's bleeding profusely from her head.
Okay. Can you give me a description of the male?
The male is like has like a caramel complexion, low haircut.
Is he black, white, Hispanic, or Asian?
He's black and he drives. I believe.
What
Well, it
color
looks
shirt
like
and
this
pants do he have on?
Blue, regular blue jeans and like a regular like t-shirt. I'm not
What
sure. I
color
didn't really get
t-shirt?
Okay, I'm not sure if it was blue or black.
Okay, dark t-shirt. And what about the female?
She's light skinned and she has black hair. She's probably about 5'3", 130 pounds.
What? Okay. And you said she's naked. Okay, give me one moment. Let me get EMS on the line.
Okay.
You have reached Grady EMS. Do not hang up. Your call will be answered in the order received. You have reached Grady EMS. Do not hang up. Your call will be answered in the order received. You have reached Grady EMS. Do not hang
Hello,
up.
ma'am. Can you tell me what they're doing right now?
Right now they're still battling. She's trying to get out, and the person is refusing to let her get out.
Well, that's some diabolical shit. Why is EMS so hard to get a
You
hold
have
of?
reached Grady EMS. Do not hang up. Your call will be answered in the order received.
I wonder how long that battle was going on that this girl was just making up out of thin air. What's going on now? They still battling.
They still battling, man. Say, bro, anybody who gets accused of something like this ought to be tried for attempted murder by law enforcement. I'm sorry.
She said, and then she's just making up stuff. She go, oh, and there's a baby too. There's a baby there too. Yeah, the baby. Yes, she got a baby with her. So
There's
she's
a baby.
out
She
there
naked.
battling naked. She out there battling naked, bleeding from the head while holding the baby. And I mean, she must be a great fighter because she's defending off how many guys?
However many she make up.
Oh my God, just lying. Just
Just lying for no reason. Because she mad.
This is crazy. Why can't they get in contact with EMS?
EMS, what's the address of the emergency?
Hey, Grady, it's Atlanta with a transfer. The caller is advising 273 William Knott Drive, Southeast. Let me give you a little bit about what's going on at this location. There's a male at the location that's fighting a female. She is naked. A shooting. Shots were fired. About three shots were fired.
Second. Repeat the address for me.
273 William Nye NYE Drive, Southeast.
Everybody said, hold on. Then go back to the address. Repeat the address for me. Slow down. What the hell you talking about?
Yeah, she was moving kind of fast.
We got a shooting the baby, a nigga like that. The cat, the dog, the cat was in the hat. And what? Hold on. Go back to the address.
I'm mad this call even went on this long. Like, some of these 911 operators have to be thinking to themselves, like, come on, bro, be for real.
They can't help it because they get in trouble if they don't respond. They get in trouble when they
Right,
do respond. They at a lose-lose.
Right, exactly. She can't hang the phone up in the chick face, but the moment the cops show up and they kill somebody, they're at fault. So it's like, damn, we can't win.
And then you could tell it's kind of like excitement because trying to get through the line, trying to get help to somebody that you think is in trouble. That's why she was speed talking like that. She's like, "Oh, hey, we got the address to that." And they, hold on, calm down, because now you becoming like the caller. We got to keep our cool, you know.
Right.
So they tell her, "Hey, go back, repeat the address." Let's see.
Oh, okay. Tell me exactly what happened.
I had to call her and let her know what happened.
Hello.
She said, "Call her." You said,
Before I get into that, is this a business house or an apartment?
This is a house, and I think you guys should get here quick because this girl he's really hitting her, and it's a child involved. There is like 7 guys in the house, and they all have guns. You guys need to hurry and get here before she doesn't make it.
Ma'am, we already have help organized for her. What's the phone number you're calling from? Exactly what happened?
There's a situation going on in this house. There's 7 guys that live here, and they're basically, I'm not sure if they're running some type of sex traffic. This individual, she's a 5'2", light-skinned female, black hair. She ran outside naked, bleeding from her face. She tried to get away. She was dragged back into the house, and they're holding her hostage. And then there was a baby involved. So this situation is really serious, and he's punching her. If you guys don't get her, she's going to be really hurt.
Atlanta, what's your operator number?
8715.
And you already have PD en route?
PD has been notified and it's being started.
Okay, stand by for
What's
fire.
your operator? You want fire?
Stand by. I'm not sure if the protocol is going to request it.
Okay.
Ma'am, are you with the patient now?
No, I'm a neighborhood watch. I'm just literally a neighborhood watch. I'm not in the house.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay, no problem. About how old do you think she is?
She has to be about maybe. She looks a little underage, but I don't want to say that. You know, looks can be deceiving. So she's roughly, I'll say let's just say between 18 and 21, somewhere between that.
Is she awake?
What do you mean, is she awake? He's beating her bloody.
Conscious?
He's beating her bloody. He's dragged her back in the house.
Is she breathing?
Ma'am, he dragged her back in the house.
Okay, I understand that. I'm going to ask you some more questions. I understand you're not able to see what exactly is going on now. But just answer the question
Can you
to the
pause
best
that
of your
real quick?
ability.
Yeah.
Bro, she is trying to tell a story of her as a person, as a human being, sitting there watching a possibly underage female fighting off 7 men with guns, naked, and holding a baby. She is a horrible liar. I've heard swatting stories of people in the video game community. I could tell you one once we finish talking about this here. And the cops showed up within minutes. Like before the call was even done. The cops were there. She is a horrible liar.
I think if that cop was familiar, if that dispatcher was familiar with Clubhouse, she would have like, oh, she trolling. Because her
Right.
voice doesn't even sound like a concerned person. It doesn't sound real. With the way she's like, so y'all better get over here because I don't know if she's going to make it. It
Right. That
sounds
was my
like
next point. That was my next
yeah.
point. It don't even
Oh, go
like
ahead,
she
real
don't
quick.
even sound concerned.
It sounds like she's got the phone like when we were kids and doing a prank call, and she's if she not gonna make it, and her friends in the background they laughing. That's what it
She
sounds
needs
like.
some milk. Y'all
That's
better come
exactly
save
what.
her.
Oh man,
Man,
this
that's
is
crazy, bro.
this is insane. We got one more.
All right.
One more minute of this. Man, it's like
Okay.
Were any weapons involved?
Everyone in the house has weapons.
Okay.
The 7 guys that live there, they're roommates or something like that. I don't know if all 7 live there, but it's typically about the same amount that's there every day.
Okay. Is there any serious bleeding?
She's bleeding from her face, like the whole front of her face. She's bleeding profusely, and then there's a child involved.
Okay. Is she responding normally?
Are you serious, ma'am?
Yes, I'm serious. I need to know for the paramedics if she's completely alert.
How can I
Boy, you
assess
cannot make
if
this
she
shit
is
up.
alert if I just told you they dragged her back in the house?
So like I advised earlier, just answer to the best of your ability.
She was breathing when she was outside trying to get away.
Hello, caller. If you don't know, you can just say unknown. That'll suffice.
Okay.
she is believing her lie so much to the point that she is offended.
Bruh, if I
How
was
am I
that
supposed to know she
operator,
okay? They drug in the house. Like she's really getting into this.
bruh, if I was that operator, I would be sending a message, a text, or like an email to the responding cops because you heard the sirens in the background. I'd be sending a message to the cops like, bruh, hold up, be on standby. Let me finish drilling this chick right quick.
She really believe in her lie. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some type of something mental going on here. Something wrong.
Oh, something mental was wrong the moment she picked the phone up to even think to make a phone call like that on somebody.
The lights are
Like
on,
you,
but it's home.
like you have to have a few screws loose.
This is just insane to me. Listening to that, because you hear snippets, but and this is why I love some people don't like doing this. They kind of want just the information thrown at them quick. But if you really just listen to all of it, it's insane. And you really get to hear her as she's not getting the because she thinks when she calls in the dispatch, she's expecting her, what girl? Huh? But when she can't really get them to react, which they're never going to,
right?
You hear her and there's a child involved. They're not moving as quickly as she wants to, and you can hear her develop the lie and add to it, trying to get them to really I want them to come in heavy on this. I want them guns blazing, cowboy style, and you just hear her adding stuff.
And the operator has to know something is going on because she keeps saying that, oh, they're punching her and this, that, and the other, but you just said they drug her into the house. So how do you know what they're doing?
You're right. Cause then, yeah, because he did. The operator said, and what did? Oh, they're still battling. How you know they're still battling?
How you know they still bad if they bought into the house?
I don't think.
Bro, the operator gotta know she's lying.
You can hear the kind of you can hear the grin through the speech. Hold on. Here we go. Let's see.
Trying to get away.
Hello, caller. If you don't know, you can just say
Here
unknown.
we go.
How can I assess if she is
Oh,
she's
and go back.
bleeding profusely? And then there's
Okay.
a child involved.
Watch this.
Okay, is she responding normally?
Are you serious, ma'am?
Yes, I'm
Yeah, she's
serious.
smiling.
I need to know for the paramedics if she's.
She said, "Yeah, yes, I'm serious." You can hear it. We are only seeing this because this is on the news. I'm pretty sure they deal with this all the time. We just seeing it because it's on the news. They probably know there's people who are mentally ill. It probably never develops into anything, but I'm pretty sure they deal with this, and they're like, I think this is one of them hoax.
Yeah. I feel the same way. I think that's exactly what they're thinking right now. Gotta be. That's why I'm saying I would have told the cops, like, bro, hold off on that. Be on standby. Just wait a moment.
Completely alert.
Where it ends.
How can I assess if she is alert if I just told you they dragged her back in the house?
So, like I asked earlier, just answer to the best of your ability.
She was breathing when she was outside trying to get away.
Hello, caller. If you don't know, you can just say unknown. That'll
Okay.
suffice.
I don't.
Okay.
Okay.
Is she having any difficulty breathing?
I don't know.
Thank you for that. Atlanta is not requesting for fire to go out there.
Okay, we do have PD started to this location. 2 officers are en route.
I'm clear on 2 officers en route. Thank you.
All right, Atlanta is disconnecting. All right, thank you, caller.
Okay, ma'am, I'm sending the paramedics to help.
Mm-hmm.
She's talking about police are en route. The police are
This
there.
morning while you were sleeping, we got the mugshot of 31-year-old Demetrius Spence, who hit 911 call that ended in the death of Atlanta.
Huh?
Oh no, I was saying that the operator was saying that the police are en route, and I was saying that a moment ago in the call you heard the sirens, like the police are there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's on and popping and they're coming. So now right here this is the young lady or the older woman that this is the mugshot of the person that made the 911 call. Demetrius Spence.
Of course, it's one of our people.
That's the face behind the voice.
That's a hard face too.
I had to pause and remind it because I got it on like a playlist, so it's just playing. But this is the person, and it turns out there was never a woman there. It was never a baby. A lot of people was like, "Why would young Scooter run? It's his birthday. He probably partying. Man can't party in his own house.
Apparently not.
We had the police knocking on the door. And who knows? Somebody might have been arrested before. Bad experience with cops. I'm not even trying to get harassed about this weed. I'm running. F y'all. I'm taking off. Catch me if you can. But that doesn't even matter because they should have never been there in the first place. And
right,
because of that 911 call and everything that happened, and I'm pretty sure this person did not think it was going to end up like this. My goodness.
Oh, they never do. They never think it ends up like that. And, I mean, like I said, when we finish with this, I got a swatting story for you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and I got some more other videos too. I wonder if the one you're gonna say is gonna be one I came across.
Might
New
be.
this morning while you were sleeping, we got the mugshot of 31-year-old Demetrius Spence, who Atlanta police say placed a fake 911 call that ended in the death of Atlanta rapper Young Scooter. Today, the woman charged with making that fake call before the events that led to the rapper's death will go before a judge. 31-year-old Demetrius Spence is currently in custody at the Fulton County Jail, and that is where we find 11 Alive's Karis Belger. Karis, let's talk about what charges is Spence facing.
Well, Spence is charged with transmitting a false public alarm. She's scheduled to have her first appearance at noon today. Police put out a public call earlier this week asking for the voice of the woman who made those 911 calls to be identified. Later, they say Spence was taken into custody. Young Scooter, whose legal name was Kenneth Bailey, died from injuries to his leg, according to the medical examiner. A statement says he, quote, punctured his right thigh, which led to blood loss. Now, police say they were called to a home on William Nye Drive Southeast on March 29th about a dispute and a report of a woman being dragged into a home. The caller, who police say was Demetrius Spence, claimed there were gunshots. Atlanta police say officers knocked on the door of the home and a man opened the door before closing it in their faces. Officers say then two men, including Bailey, left the home and jumped a fence. And officers say they were not able to corroborate the claims made in those 911 calls. Here's a little bit of that audio.
The situation that's going on right now, this girl doesn't have on any clothes. They threw her outside. He was fighting the girl. It sounded like they were fighting over drugs. And they started shooting. But the house needs to be investigated. They're definitely doing illegal stuff over there.
Now, Atlanta police have released a statement, and they reiterated in that statement that they did not fire their weapons during their interaction with Bailey or any of the others, nor did they use force. Right now, the incident is still under investigation. I'm Karis Belger, 11 Alive News.
Mm-mm.
Man, that's crazy, bro. And I forgot about the part about the gunfire, because one thing that the operator could have done was make sure that there were other calls in that area pertaining to gunfire too.
Yeah. Yep. To be clear, yes, that's just sad that somebody would do that, because even to make a swatting call like that, right? And even if you had the police show up, I don't know if people are thinking about things like this, but you could have had the police go there, and suppose somebody in that house had a warrant and they shot at the police. Now a police officer is dead because of your swatting call. Anything could have happened. It could have been a shootout because of your swatting call, and innocent people get hit and killed because of your swatting call. Anything could have happened. That's not a funny joke.
Let me tell you about this one. So a few years ago, I forgot the people involved name, but a few years ago there was this altercation in an online video game. It wasn't Call of Duty. I think it was Fortnite or some shit. I don't remember exactly what it was. But the dude who did the swatting, he pretty much told the young man that man, I send the police to your house or whatever like that. So the dude said, dude, I even give you my address. So the dude gave him a fake address. And sure enough, the dude called the swatter, he called the police. Told the police somebody was being held hostage and that somebody was being killed.
Oh man.
Fast forward to that fake address. It turns out that fake address belonged to an innocent dude, upstanding citizen, a father, didn't even play video games. He didn't know what was going on and why SWAT knocking on his door. So he came outside. He getting into it with the police, not knowing what the hell going on. Police shot him dead. The dude that made the phone call, he's in prison right now doing 25 years.
Oh, I think I got that news story. I think I might. I think I seen it and grabbed it.
Oh, yeah.
But that is messed up. That ain't the things people do.
Bro, the swatting
That's
stuff,
fucked up, man. That's fucked up.
bro, the swatting stuff has gotten really serious these days, bro. Like if the police catch you swatting somebody, if the police catch you, you are going to jail. There is no pass, go collect $200. They might do a trial just to see how much time you really gonna get. But for the most part, you're going straight to jail. They record those 911 calls. They track those 911 calls.
Oh yeah, and a lot of people don't know this. Before the operator even picks up the phone, even when it seems like it's disconnected or hung up, the line is always recorded. And that's what's so crazy.
Yep.
I've seen people get caught up in investigations because they'll be talking. That happened with this lady. She was involved with the killing of her husband, and she was trying, I guess, like trying to hype herself up for the 911 call so she could like pretend to be upset. And the operator hadn't picked up yet. It was, and she was talking, and they still had all of that.
Oh wow.
It's always once you hit 911, it is recording the whole damn time. Whether the operator on the line, it don't matter. Even when you think the operator done hung up and it's still going, it's still recording you the whole time.
Ooh,
that line is just
Lord.
opening, it's just being recorded, period.
Nah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's just simply recording. I think they must got that thing set on. They got it set on automatic. Whatever tap and touch this line, record it.
Right.
Even if we ain't picked up the phone, it don't even matter to them. I pulled up the article. I like articles. A lot of people don't like articles. I do. This is 11 Alive, Atlanta. The Atlanta Police Department arrested a woman who they said was wanted for her involvement in making a false 911 call before the events that led up to rapper Young Scooter's death. Officers say Demetria Spence, age 31, has been charged with transmitting a false public alarm and was taken to Fulton County Jail on Tuesdays. Officers released the 911 call Monday related to the death of Young Scooter, whose real name is Kenneth Bailey. And that's all I'm going to read from that. I actually got a video from No Jumper with Whack 100 talking about like them knowing the girl from Clubhouse. I thought this was interesting. Yeah. Because now it's like Clubhouse now is like the place where you get everything now. Like everything. It's like the connector to multiple worlds. They all are now connecting in the Clubhouse. It's just crazy. Let me know if this sound good too.
Of Young Scooter prior to his untimely passing.
Yeah.
You never met him in
never
the
met him.
streets?
I heard his name.
Legend.
But that's it. But what I do know, we knew who the girl was because she's a Clubhouse girl.
Wait, seriously?
We knew who she was. We've been there. That's who turned her in. Somebody on Clubhouse.
She's a Clubhouse head.
Yeah,
I knew you were all bad, honestly.
She's a Clubhouse.
Honestly, like one bad apple spoils the whole bunch. You've all been
She out the
you've all been
trenches.
affected.
She'd be over there in the Chicago room, my boy Kiddo Curry.
Really?
But as soon as they heard the 911 call, they knew it was her.
They exiled her. Is she exiled from the Clubhouse community now? Because she's gonna kind of be like a low-key legend / villain after this.
They called her. Then they like, dumb bitch. You got the homie killed. She deleted all her socials.
I know. I was trying to find her Instagram.
And then when it went up, that it was a $5,000 reward.
Oh shit!
You looking at the Clubhouse floor, right?
Might as well be $1 million to the Clubhouse
You looking
crowd.
at the Clubhouse floor, right?
Uh-huh.
You never you when you get on the phone pops up on your profile.
Yeah.
All the phones pop up.
Oh yeah.
They trying to call in and get the 5,000.
Hell yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, she don't stand a chance.
They could have made it $50 and the Clubhouse would have been going crazy
but yeah,
for
her
it.
name is Demi on Clubhouse.
Wow, what a Huh? She's got to be like the biggest, like the cunt of the year award. You know how AB is always doing the cracker of the month, cracker of the day. She's the cunt of.
So there you have it. Turned in by Clubhouse.
I ain't gonna lie, I would have been one. I would have been one of those orange phones on the screen. Yep, I'm ratting on your ass, bro. Let me get this. Let me get this little cash day right quick. This little payout. This little payout. Oh yeah, I'm
That
snitching.
that is insane. Oh my God.
Like,
I
like it's really sad too for somebody to take time out their day, take time out their life to just call the police and get them to come be all amped up like police are, and possibly like shoot and kill you, bro, because they mad about some words that passed.
yeah. All right, so I got some more news stories. I think the story you told, I think I grabbed one of those news stories. So I'm just going off of doing a refresh. Um, talking about swatting, the crime of swatting laws and penalties, though sometimes referred to as a hoax or prank. Swatting is a crime and can land the swatter in prison. Learn about the specifics of swatting and some of the consequences it can lead to, which I'm probably not going to read all. That started off as a nursing rhyme. Swatting is a crime and can land the swatter in prison. Swatting. That's so weird. Swatting, reporting a false emergency to the police to respond, isn't just a prank. It's a federal and often state crime that can be either a felony or misdemeanor and can carry a stiff sentence, including years or even life in prison. Which I would assume it depends on what your swatting leads to. Now, what is swatting? Swatting,
Well,
sometimes spelled SWATING, happens when one or more people make false report to emergency dispatchers, usually through 911 calls. The swatters might report something like a hostage situation, bomb threat, or active shooter. The goal is to get a SWAT team, special weapons and tactics, or other police units to respond to a location like someone's house or a schools. Swatters often act alone, but sometimes band together to target victims. They're often tech savvy and can make it look like their 911 calls are coming from an area of the false emergency or even from the victim's home. In reality, the swatters might be in another state. And that's just what I'm going to read. Oh, what you was about to say?
I just want to touch on the felony and misdemeanor aspect. That is on the, like, I can't even say that's on a case by case basis, because every swatting incident, and I've seen a lot of them in regards to the gaming community, it happens a lot in the gaming community. This is one of the first swatting incidents I've seen outside of gaming. But when it happens, it's usually always a felony. I've never seen one that's been a misdemeanor. It's always a felony. They give you the maximum for that.
Oh, yeah. I think they should, because technically, if you're trying to get a SWAT team on somebody, that's a hit.
Yeah.
That ain't like, oh, you just wanted to get the police officer to come knock on your door, tell you turn your music down. Like, nah, you sending a SWAT in somewhere. Like
Yeah,
that.
and lying and telling people that somebody being held hostage or somebody has been killed or is being killed, and them people show up ready to bust the door down and start capping. I mean, bro, you need to be charged with not only the felony act of misuse of 911, but you need to be charged with the murder or the attempted murder of that person. Period.
Oh,
But you might as
definitely.
well say
Yeah,
that
because
you might as well say that's what most of them get charged with, because a lot of them do 10, 15, 20 years, bro, doing that. The ones that I've seen that's been caught, they do some hard time for that.
Yeah, I got these two ones. I think it's the same. I got these two news stories right here, which is a swatting call leads to an innocent man being killed.
That might be it. Depending on
Headlines.
the mug shot, I can tell you who it is.
911. From several states away, police then showing up at a home in Kansas. It turned out the 911 call was fake, swatting as it's called, but an officer did open fire and an innocent man was killed. Here's ABC senior national correspondent Matt Gutman with new developments.
Tonight, the California man accused of that prank 911 call.
That's
leading
it.
to the
I
death
remember
of
that
a
nigga face.
stranger
That's it.
1,500 miles.
That's it, ain't it?
Yep, that's it. I remember his face. That's him.
Okay,
That's
okay.
him.
Yep. I got the two articles from this guy, and he served some serious time.
Away.
Yeah, he's locked up in the feds right now.
Face charges in Kansas.
Are you the Tyler Ray Barris one by the state of Kansas for a criminal offense?
Yeah. That alleged criminal offense, it's known as a swatting call.
This is 911. What's going on?
I shot him in the head and he's not breathing anymore. I already poured gasoline all over the house. I might just set it on fire.
Do you have any weapons on you?
Yeah, I do.
Police raced to the address the caller gave them, completely unaware of that 911 call. 28-year-old Andrew Finch opened his front door. Police say that when he lowered his hands, one officer, fearing he had a weapon, opened fire, killing Finch. A police investigation showed that Finch, who was unarmed, had nothing to do with that 911 call and had no apparent connection to Barris. Tonight, Finch's mother is demanding not only that Barris be held responsible, but also the police officers involved. David Barris is suspected in at least 20 previous swatting incidents, including a bomb threat phoned into our Los Angeles station here, for which he actually served time. Now, once he's extradited to Kansas.
What the hell? So he did a bomb threat too?
Oh yeah, he was a serial swatter. Bro, when I tell you when this first happened a few years ago, bro, when I tell you the police left no stone unturned, they meant they was gonna find him.
To a swatting case making national headlines, a defendant in California sentenced.
Yeah, that dude's sick. So he was getting off on doing this. Well, it says here, man sentenced to 20 years in federal prison and deadly swatting case.
And he probably gonna do at least 15.
Sentenced to 20 years in prison for making phony to a swatting case making national headlines. A defendant in California sentenced to 20 years in prison for making phony 911 calls across the country. One of those calls leading to the deadly police shooting of an innocent man about 1,400 miles away. Here's ABC's Will Carr.
Tonight, the man behind this prank 911 call.
I shot him in the head and he's not breathing anymore.
Sentenced today to 20 years behind bars after pleading guilty for a swatting prank that turned deadly.
I already poured gasoline all over the house. I might just set it on fire.
Tyler Barris has admitted to swatting, calling authorities and triggering SWAT teams across the country to surround the homes of unwitting victims.
Walk this way!
In 2017, Barris thought he was swatting the home of a video game rival after a fight over a bet for $1.50. But police swarmed Andrew Finch's home, an innocent man with no connection to the game. He was shot and killed by police who thought he was reaching for a gun.
There are no words to express the toll it's taken.
Finch's family now wants the police department held accountable, while prosecutors in Kansas hope Barris's stiff sentence sends the message that swatting is no game.
It's not a joke to swat other people.
Swatting is a growing problem across the country. It can be a federal crime with a max penalty of life behind bars. Cecilia.
Okay, Will, thank you.
Somebody died over $1.50.
Yep, a gaming bet. A gaming bet. $1.50. Not even $5. Bro, when I tell you when this happened, this was headline news across the gaming community on YouTube. This was, bro, they called for this dude head. They meant they was gonna find him.
But you could see something was wrong with him. It wasn't all there. It was not all there. I don't even think. I like the face of pure evil. That guy
He's
sitting up
no
in that
different
courtroom.
than a lot of the people who he's no different than a lot of the people who do a lot of those hacking things with Sony and Microsoft and Walmart, junk like that. Like them hackers be looking for notoriety and stuff like that. He's no different than them. He was just getting his rocks off and thought it was going to be another instance of him trolling somebody, sending the cops to somebody's house who he felt owed him $1.50, and boom, it landed him 20 years in the feds, becoming
Yeah,
somebody's play
maybe
toy.
nobody died before, and that's
Yeah.
probably why he thought. Okay, all right. Let me see. This one says swatting leads to a man's death. Talking about swatting, making a false, reporting a false emergency to get the police to respond.
Called swatting, it is a growing problem across the country. The term refers to a hoax 911 call with the goal of diverting emergency resources to an unsuspecting person's home. On News 2 at 4, we told you about a victim who found himself in the middle of a swatting call after he refused to give up his Twitter handle. He was part of a nationwide crime spree targeting people with rare usernames worth thousands of dollars. News 2's Alex Dennis explains how minors are suspected of orchestrating the entire scheme that ended with a local man dead, with a story you'll see only here on News 2.
His neighbor called and said, there's police everywhere, and they think a man has killed a woman and he's on your property. You know, you need to take cover.
It was shocking news for 60-year-old Mark Herring, who lived here off of a sleepy country road in Bethpage.
He went out the house with a gun because he heard someone was on his property. And he sees all these cops around him. And they ask if he is Mark Herring, put your hands up. So he tosses the gun away from him to show he's not a threat. Hands up.
A full response from authorities faced the innocent grandfather who died minutes later.
I believe that he was scared to death, and that is what caused his heart attack.
His family rushed to Sumner Regional Medical Center, where they learned more about Herring's final moments.
They just kept talking about this 911 call that was placed.
It had been like a prank phone call or a swatting phone call.
Months later, they learned about Shane Sonderman, a minor back in April 2020 when the crime was committed.
He was from Tennessee. He's the one that collected all of our information. My address, my sister's, my mom's, my other sister. Like, he put it on a channel on Discord, which is a gaming chat form.
The private information released for use in an intimidation tactic meant to convince Herring to hand over his one-of-a-kind Twitter handle at Tennessee. Herring refused. Another minor was in on the scheme.
A kid in the United Kingdom made the call to my dad's local police department.
He will not be extradited from the United Kingdom because he is still currently a minor.
Right.
Sonderman is currently behind bars awaiting trial. A federal grand jury indictment claims he had 6 victims across the country. Herring was the only one who died.
They're not playing a game and they're not thinking it's funny. This is legit extortion.
How much money are they selling these handles for?
Like $3,000, $4,000, like pennies compared to a life.
The family shares Herring's story now for several reasons.
Watch your kids on the internet because they know more than you think they know.
And that those guilty of swatting face tougher penalties.
You've not just changed that one person's life. You've done a ripple effect, and they need to pay for that.
Alex Dennis, News 2.
Sonderman faces a conspiracy charge on a possible 5 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. He'll be back in court July 21st.
I never heard anything like that before in my life. A
That's a first for
shakedown
me.
for a Twitter handle.
Out of all the SWAT incidents I read about and heard about, that's a first. Over a Twitter handle?
Them boys doing a lot for $3,000.
So that's why I try to keep my kids off a lot of those online games and stuff, bro. None of my kids play Fortnite and all that foolish.
Oh man, you went out for a little bit. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, okay, he muted up. Yeah, you went out a little bit. Oh man. I got another quick one I'm gonna play. This one, the dude butt dialed 911. Well, he says that he butt dialed 911 while playing the video game. And
No, that was my bad. That was my bad. I was playing the game, and I butt dialed the phone. Okay. No, that was my bad. That was my bad. I was playing the game, and I butt dialed the phone. Okay. That was my bad. What? No. It's only me home.
That was 17-year-old Kentucky native Elijah Siraki, who mistakenly called the police and told them he killed 2 people while playing a video game.
You play video games? Yeah, he said he was. You pissed somebody off? I was playing Rainbow Six Siege inside.
Now,
I don't know. I don't believe him. I think that he's saying he butt down, but when he see him show up, he see it ain't no joke. But he's saying he killed two people. He swatted himself. That's what's crazy.
Basically, yeah. Yeah, he swatted his damn self.
He says he butt dialed it 911, but I don't know about that. If I believe that, I think he was trying to be funny and just
now to a frightening swatting incident.
You know,
now to a frightening swatting.
Yeah, I can't see it.
Yeah, I don't see him butt dialing. Doop, doop. Prince, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, bro.
Oh, okay. I thought you went out for a minute. All right, so more on swatting or reporting a false emergency to get the police to respond. I found another video. This is a 12-year-old YouTube gamer caught on camera as latest swatting victim. Check it out.
Incident caught on camera. The target, a popular YouTube gamer, Peter Berardi, just 12 years old. Gio Benitez here with the story. And Gio, when police surrounded his home, scariest moment of Peter's life.
I mean, George, can you even imagine? This kid was just sitting there playing his game, tens of thousands watching live on YouTube, when a prankster called police about a fake tragedy at their home.
Okay, guys. I'm going to end my stream now.
12-year-old gamer Peter Berardi, known to his more than 100,000 YouTube followers as Raleigh, was streaming his gameplay on the website when police came knocking.
We got spotted, guys. We got spotted.
This was Berardi's view from his couch as the sheriff approached. Someone had called 911 claiming a mother and son were going to hang themselves. The call was a prank.
When are you guys going to do this? I'm not even sure if I can.
Somehow, one of his followers found his home address and sent police.
They come in, kind of rushing in, kind of like, there was a disturbance call. What's going on? I'm like, you tell me what's going on. So it was pretty scary.
My mind was thinking of a million things like, wow, people have our address now. We could be in danger. And, I thought that, I might have got shot or something.
Celebrities like Ashton Kutcher and Justin Bieber have been victims of swatting. Authorities say the cases can be difficult to prosecute because they're often juvenile pranks, but they can turn deadly. Tyler Barris was arrested and charged with involuntary manslaughter after phoning in a bogus call to 28-year-old Andrew Finch's home. Police shot Finch when they thought he was reaching for a gun. Peter Berardi says while the incident scared him, he still loves entertaining his YouTube audience.
I really want to keep going with YouTube. It's been my dream since I was 3 years old.
And no word yet this morning whether police have figured out who placed that call. But we know that the FBI estimates that some 400 cases of swatting occur every year in this country. If you're even thinking about doing this, know that you will likely be caught.
I mean, this is so dangerous.
Yeah.
12-year-old boy, too.
Mhm.
Scary. Scary movie.
Really is.
All right. Thank you so much, Gio.
I guess that dude from the other case really did get notoriety. Notoriety. Because they brought him up again in this case. So he's like the famous swatter now. The one that got the 20 years.
Yeah, because as far as I know, he's the most recent one to be swatted and actually resulted in a death.
Yeah.
And
the
a
other
lot of
one,
that. No, go ahead.
now I was saying the other one had the heart attack. So the police didn't do it, but
And a lot of these things stem from what the dude that was doing streaming. I can name like 3 people off the top of my head who were swatted live. This dude named Review Tech USA, he was swatted. I believe Boogie 2988, he was swatted live. I Show Speed, he got well over 1 million subscribers. He was swatted live like probably 3 times.
oh yeah. I know who that is. 3 times.
Bro, like 3 times, bro. They got body cam footage of the most recent time he was swatted. I think sometime last year. They got body cam of that out.
Dang, that's crazy. I'm trying to see if it's yeah, man. I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's cute at all. I don't know why people would be doing this to each other. You know, let me not lie. As a minor, as a kid, this would be hilarious. Not understanding consequences. I can't understand the adults that do it. Kids, I can get it. I'm scared, impressed, and also like frightened at the fact that you got kids doing shakedown for Twitter handles. That's like crazy to me. That's insane. Yeah, all this is weird to me.
Yeah, it's always been weird to me because I would never understand it because like you're like you can't even say you rolling the dice. Like you're playing blackjack and you have 18 and you asking the dealer for another hit. Like that's how close you are to going to prison for something like this.
I'm telling you, yeah. And you'll be especially with the technology now, but I think they have good technology as well, so they're able to make these phone calls. But clearly the police have good technology. They was able to figure out this dude was over what they said in the UK or something like that, so they can find the person. I think that the only issue is them being minors, but I'm telling you, all it's going to take is for one person to mess up and they're going to change that law, because there was a lot of crimes that people got away with it because they was minors until enough of them did it, and then it was like,
Right.
all right, F all that minor shit. We're gonna charge you as an adult, so that if they keep on, they're just gonna change the law to fit that, which a lot of people I don't think understand. Is people say like, well, the law is so strict and blah 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 blah. They don't realize like at one point this country used to actually believe in rehabilitation. It doesn't anymore. They had to stiffen the laws because people just kept repeating the crime. And so unfortunately, the juveniles are going to keep on going with certain crimes until somebody really, really messed up, and they're just going to change it. So.
Yeah, that's what they have to do at this point because a lot of these incidents are mainly minors. I mean, you get an adult doing it from time to time, but for the most part, it's usually just minors, and it's usually behind something revolving around a video game. Like a lot of the streamers, they get the people IP address. The IP address is labeled to whatever home that Wi-Fi is connected to. Thus, they now have your address. So that's how they do it. But when they call, they spoof a phone number using whatever app on their computer, using their phone, whatever the case. They spoof a phone number, and that phone number is a fake phone number. It's just something that they're using to call the police. And the way the police track it is that when you call, that phone number has an IP address too. And that IP address can be traced back to whoever made that call. Whether it was from a computer, whether it was from a Talk Now app, whatever. Because that Talk Now app is again synced to a phone, is synced to a computer. They can still track you and find you.
I wonder how they get their IP address when they streaming.
It's a hacking tool. It's fairly easy.
But I heard that even with VPNs and stuff like that, if somebody really want to get your IP address and address, they can
still
just
get
get it. Yeah.
Yeah, they can still get it fairly easily. I mean, if they're good at what they do, yeah, it's pretty easy. They can still get it.
Because I know some people act like they're hacking people and they're really not. I found out that like a lot of people, like even on Clubhouse, really people are not hacking or getting your IP address. On Clubhouse, people talk too much, and so people get your real name. They go to your social media and they just look you up like that, right? But I'm talking about like these for real hackers. I was like, I wonder how to get your IP address, but then I was like, when somebody was like, oh, VPN, but I'm like, even a VPN, that ain't fooling them.
No, absolutely not. And then if you take an app like Clubhouse, for example, let's just say you beefing with somebody who has their real picture on Clubhouse or whatever. You can easily do a reverse search of that photo and have it come back to that person's Facebook, Instagram, or whatever. And then from there, you can do a people search, and you'll be able to get their name, address, phone number, all that.
Oh yeah. I think most people are not crazy. And so I think people just think that all these other things are securities and protections, and they think, oh well, because I got a VPN, I got this, and that, and that's why nothing has happened. Well, really, it's just that most people are not trying to hurt you.
Right.
Y'all might get in a argument. Most normal people would just be like, whatever, F that guy. I'm not gonna talk to him no more. I'm not gonna play the game with him no more. And they just leave it alone, right? But I don't know. I don't think VPNs are that good to be. They surely don't fool the government, right? Because
oh hell no.
Because I told my like all the old days, like my brother was telling me like they had in they had took away porn. I know they did it in like like Texas, North Carolina, right? It's two places I can just think of off the bat, right? You could put a VPN on while you're in either one of them places. It is not going to fool the government. You ain't getting on their website.
No, absolutely not.
You probably have to go through a lot other things. I'm pretty sure there's guys like that are supplying people that still want that stuff where they're from, but they're probably doing it. But like, I know just on the phone alone, without anything extra, is not fooling the internet. It's still gonna pops up.
No, absolutely not. You have to go through so many bells and whistles when it comes to your phone to be able to access things that you're not supposed to access. But if the government let's just say the government was already watching you. They have their ways of finding out what you're doing. Period. There is no pass go collect $200. They can find out what you're doing. If they're watching you, or if they have a reason to have to tap into your phone wirelessly or something like that, they can find you, and they can see everything you're doing.
There's this guy on Clubhouse. He's from India, and they had a lady. She came into our house. We were talking, and we were talking about the dark web at the time. And she was just talking about. She's like, "Well, how do I get to the dark web and this and that?" And then she's like, "Well, hey, I just use this VPN." And he was like, "Well, no, they just." Because the VPN, the way he explained it, the VPN is still tied to something. So maybe you get made an extra step for them, but they're still going to be able to trace it back to you.
Yeah, absolutely. And the dark web is unsafe to use anyway, because a lot of what people don't understand is a lot of sites on the dark web are not necessarily fake, but they're traps. Like if you want to get a hitman for your ex or something like that, you have to know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody. If you just take it upon yourself to go on the dark web and go searching around and try to find something, you're gonna have the FBI knocking at your door because you probably hired a hitman who is actually an FBI agent who just hangs around on the internet waiting on people to contact them or something. A lot of those sites be traps. A lot of that stuff is traps on the dark web, and a lot of people don't really understand that. You got to know people.
Yeah, either that or you just got to practice forgiveness and
Either that or just practice forgiveness.
Let Johnny and Mary go.
Yeah, because if you go playing around on the dark web, if you playing around with swatting, it's just a matter of time before you get caught.
I know exactly.
Matter of fact, a prime example. I know you be seeing on YouTube a lot of those predator catchers and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of those predators, a lot of those child predators, they be on the dark web looking at CP and looking
Okay,
at
yeah.
child pornography, and they get caught up with the predator catcher, and here they fool around and admit what they were doing or whatever like that. Now you end up with federal charges as opposed to enticement of a minor online or something like that. Now you got federal charges watching stuff on the dark web. It's just a matter of time before you get caught up.
Damn. Yeah, internet is a scary place. I remember dial up, and I remember when the internet was out, and I remember a lot of those videos. I mean, you just type it. I remember like there was no fence, no border, no nothing. You just type in certain videos. I'm afraid to even discuss the videos I've seen before they separated things, and then you had a dark side and a light side. It was just all one side. It was just all right there for you to look at.
Oh man, yeah. Once upon a time, there was no dark web. You could access everything from Google, Yahoo. You was able to get to everything. Like I remember looking at back when I was in high school, middle school and high school, when the internet first became a thing, looking at rotten.com. I don't know if you remember that.
I remember.
Yeah, say bro, like there was no need for a dark web back then.
I remember. But yeah, I seen videos that I wouldn't discuss. I wouldn't discuss on here. I would discuss privately, but I could not discuss
gotta discuss it privately. Gotta discuss it privately, because if you talking to Man, I've seen videos that made people's stomach turn inside out.
I've seen some things, man. And being young, not even understanding what I was seeing, it took a while. Years later, I was like, oh, Even I think some people, even when you brought up like the whole, have you noticed this? Even when you talk about like CP, here's the thing. I think sometimes these people hide it when it happens, and this is why I mean by that is I've noticed certain videos that were shot in other countries where they appeared to be with the young woman. If you notice, a lot of those videos have been taken down.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
a lot of
think
the a lot of those videos, a lot of the cartel videos and stuff like that. Yeah, you can't like you have to know where to go to see that now.
but they had this one dude, he used to film himself like I think in Thailand or something. And it was on like on the X videos, Pornhub or something. And so you think nothing of it because you think it's been screened or gone through some process to where, hey, this is legal. Then I noticed one day they just took them down. And they had like these warnings go up. And even the way you have to search for it on those particular websites are different now. You can't use certain words.
Right.
And I think that's too why a lot of states are just banning it and stuff. I'm not gonna be watching it anymore anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I just remember when there was no leash on the internet, and it was a sick world. Most people I think have seen the Two Girls, One Cup, but I'm just telling you, there were way worse things out there. There were way worse things out there than that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's way worse, man. I've seen oh my god, man, I've seen beheadings, I've seen Iraqi executions, I've seen firing squads. Man.
The scariest thing I saw was a man being skinned alive.
Oh my god.
And yeah, he was skinned alive. That's how sharp that knife was, and with precision that person was. Yeah.
The craziest thing I ever seen was a Mexican cartel beheading a group of women. One of the men was using a razor blade, so he didn't even have a sword or a machete. So he was sitting there like digging and scraping and cutting. All that was in video. I was like, oh my god, wow.
Yeah, man. It's been some crazy videos out there. And so they had to shut all that stuff down. I don't know. I think it's a good thing, but I think in a way, I think it's a good thing they shut it down. But in a way, I think it was a good thing that I seen those things because it was kind of, I kind of think they put those videos out there to warn people like, hey, don't mess around. And I think for me, I got the message, so I said, hey, I ain't gonna mess with people. I'm not gonna mess around in this world. I'm not gonna steal from people. I'm not gonna, bother people. So I think I got the message because you kind of got to see like, wow, there's a whole nother world out there. So you need to not mess around if that's not what you're about.
Say, bro, I got that message very, very, very quickly. Throughout my years, I've never spoken about cartels. I've never spoken about Al Qaeda. I've never spoken out about none of that. I don't need nobody come and look for me. I'm good.
Yeah. I don't even speak about that stuff. I don't even know about that stuff, you know. I seen the videos, other than that, don't know too much and stuff. But yeah. Let me see. We almost, I guess we done with this. I guess I'm gonna end this. I'm gonna come up with a thumbnail and I'll probably hop back on. Would you must be out and about?
Yeah. I'm out and about at work today. Man, I ain't been online recently because I mean I posted a few videos. I've been posting on TikTok and but like I ain't been catching your lives, man, because I've been dealing with a car accident. I ain't have
Oh,
Man, I ain't had my doggone car a month before somebody T-boned me and jacked my damn car. They about to total my car out now.
they totaling everybody car out if it get hit, man. I'm glad you all right.
Yeah, I'm all right. I gotta go to my physical therapy and stuff. It messed my back and my knee up. My shoulder was a little in pain, but I'm bouncing back. I couldn't miss no work because I wasn't trying to get no short term disability and just get a fraction of my doggone check or nothing like that. So I just been going to work in pain. I got me some pain pills and stuff, some medication I've been taking and everything. I'm bouncing back. I'm all right.
I'm glad you're all right, man. Yeah, I haven't I've done the lives and stuff, but I come on and do a little bit. I've been pretty busy, man. I think it's just been a busy beginning of the year. It's just been really busy. And so I've
Yeah.
been doing the lives, not like, remember I used to always be up this time like early, Saturday. So I was like, man, oh man, I'm up early on a Saturday. I'll get on like I used to all the time. So yeah, I'm glad I got to get on here and stuff. I was like, let me do this. Cause I'll just be doing this thing now, beware the messenger. You know, it's kind of like what I like to talk about, like point out the hypocrisy or whatever in certain leaders. But then I had this idea. I was like, it don't have to be like a leader. It could be somebody just passing along a false narrative, like somebody that is swatting on someone and stuff. So
Right.
and it should be something people do not like, because people often complain and get upset and talk about how a police officer went to the wrong house because they had a no-knock warrant. This is very similar to me.
Yeah, very similar.
Very, very similar.
Yeah, if they get a phone call saying that swatting, if they get a phone call saying that somebody's dead or somebody's being killed or shots fired in the household, the police don't have they don't have to knock. They then have exigency to enter that home at that point. So they can just come kick the door down.
Yeah, they definitely can. And as I said, it's dangerous, man. Doing that to somebody, I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's a joke at all. But that's me as an older person. I can understand. That's why it made more sense when they said this is a crime mainly by juveniles.
Right.
I can see why they think it's funny. I just can't. They don't
We're
know nothing
adults.
about no
It ain't.
consequences.
Yeah, we're adults. We know about consequences, and the junk ain't funny. No.
But them kids, they don't know. And I'm pretty sure they get a rush off of it, calling the police, messing with them, sending them on a wild goose chase, having that much access and ability just from the comfort of your home. So I get it. I get it. But they're gonna keep going until they increase the laws on them, and it's gonna be all done for then. They're getting away with it now. But I don't
They
think
just
they
better
will
be
in the
happy I ain't. They better be happy I ain't president, because I would have been increased them laws. Like all y'all behinds up. Oh, he just a kid. He didn't know any better. Oh, well, he about to learn now. Don't you worry.
Yeah,
Big Bill, Big Bill and Cell Block D about to teach your son what you should have told him.
Let me see.
And when you come back on, what topic you want? What topic you gonna touch on? Because Man, we need to talk about oh boy, bro, this Rodney dude and how black people is saying he's a hero.
Rodney.
Rodney Hinton, the guy who ran over the police officer.
Oh, we do need to yeah, we need to do that. Damn. Give me a minute then. Let me in this and then let me put together some stuff.
Oh, bet.
What's his name? Rodney Hinton. That's
Yeah,
what I
Rodney
did want to
Hinton.
do. I was thinking about that. I got him. Yeah. I did. Because I would have to find the video too of his son with the stolen car and all that too.
Oh, it's pretty easy to find, trust me.
Yeah.
I got people all on my timeline on TikTok and Facebook talking about that.
Yeah, I found the article. So all right, cool. All right, so we'll be back, folks. We will be right back. I'm gonna end this. Give me about like 10, 15 minutes.
Bet.
I'm gonna hop
I'll
right
be
back
here,
on.
bro.
All right. Hey, you see, I put the disclaimer in the front. I got that from you. I was like, man, he got a disclaimer. I gotta put a disclaimer in the front of mine. When it start and you rewind it, you'll see. I put
Oh
a
no, I saw it.
disclaimer. Oh,
Oh no,
okay,
I saw.
okay.
I told you I got notifications, so I be knowing exactly when you go live. I saw it.
All right, cool.
I was like, check about learn a little something.
Yeah. I was like, I ain't got no disclaimer. I gotta get a disclaimer.
Gotta let people know we might be touching on something that might pull on your heartstrings. We might say something that might piss you off.
Oh, yeah. Cool. All right, y'all. Holla at y'all later. It's been Risky and the Prince of Petty. Peace.
Risky behavior.